Hey kids, we're back, this time taking a look at a cornerstone of American culture. Horrible beer. Oh yeah, and dudes in dresses, I guess. Because today we're going to take a look at the curious case of Dylan Mulvaney and the Phantom Bud Light sponsorship. Although I've seen much coverage of this case, I don't think that the proper questions are being asked, and there are obvious reasons as to why.
If I die, you know I lose my diamonds, alright? Minecraft!
Now, this entire controversy began on an Instagram post. However, I doubt you're following Dylan Mulvaney, so I doubt that's the first place you saw it. In fact, the first place you saw anything about this controversy was probably from The Backlash.
It's fucking game night, boy, you feel me? Go, 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 go! It tickles, oh my god!
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
As always, have a nice day.
Upon cursory inspection, however, of course, you will find immediately that the reason for the controversy is the supposed brand deal, advertising campaign, tie-in, merchandise, movies for Dylan Mulvaney. Now, as a base Null enjoyer, I've actually been aware of Mr. Mulvaney for many months now. In fact, probably over a year. And as such, I have seen his systematic domination of the female market to such a staggering degree that I believe that this is a deep work of performance art or trolling.
I am more white than you. You look gypsy. I am blonde hair. Blonde hair I have. You gypsy.
I find this most interesting because, unlike other things that Dylan Mulvaney has been involved in, there is no Bud Light ad with Dylan Mulvaney. There's no poster. There's no Instagram post or article. There was only a single can made, printed with his face on it, and his postings on his own social media. This gives us a couple important questions, like where did that can come from? Why did the company go dark seemingly for an entire week? And most importantly,
man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Let's get the easy ones out of the way first. I wonder why millions of American conservatives would not like the idea of their favorite beer brand being endorsed by someone who has a lot in common with someone who just did something very bad. And from their perspective, the only thing that's been done about this culturally is the banning of an anime book.
He will obliterate the earth, which means that you must become assassins.
And otherwise back to your regularly scheduled programming. Or we can just keep using my favorite social paradox where we pretend to be smarter than everyone else by not knowing what they're talking about. Whatever. It's simple, it's concise, you would get it if you thought about it for 2 seconds. Moving on.
So when you stop and think about it, there are so many movies with weird guys in them, and instead of someone in the movie going, hey, you know, this guy is weird, they just act like the weird guy is normal?
Onward to the Clown World Circus. This is a person whose name I cannot pronounce and will not even begin to remember. She is the vice president of marketing for Bud Light. The easiest job in the world, I know, right? Especially in this modern climate. I know if I had that job, I'd give Amaranth $50,000 to put a fridge in the back of her stream and watch our sales quadruple over the next week.
Okay, it's a completely different shift. What do you think does that?
Zipping up my jacket.
Okay, yo, what the?
You
that
not
has
like
nothing
the
to
vibe?
do.
Okay, is the vibe the same now?
Yo, what the are you?
However, before the controversy, it seems as though the vice president of marketing for Bud Light was given the information, or maybe the impression, that a company which, at least for most of my life, the whole of the advertising campaign has been a cold cup of beer on the screen. A company which makes billions of dollars every year selling you 5% alcohol and 95% just water, somehow was in a desperate need to rebrand and orient towards a completely different target audience because their current customer base, which made them the #1 selling beer brand in America, probably for multiple years in a row, is dying off somehow. In other news, God is rebranding oxygen because humans just don't think it has the same kick anymore. Now, what do you think this is? Because I, for one, just simply do not believe anyone at Bud Light told her to do this. Now, on the other hand, it wouldn't be the first time that a multi-billion-dollar property was screwed around with because someone felt that they could put their identity into it. For a non-political example, please remember how bad the sequel to Steins Gate is.
Let's plug this shit into the moist meter. I'm giving Steins Gate 0 a fat fucking 80% because it's fucking great. It is a really good show with some shortcomings, unfortunately, like I mentioned.
However, it's actually pointless to go into the philosophy or reasoning behind whatever she did because, as someone who grew up as a based American couch potato, I can definitely tell you the 3 things that are on the wall at Bud Light Corporate, especially the advertising department. And you know what that is? It's the 3 B's. Say it with me, kids. Boobs, blondes, and Bud. It's really fucking simple. You know, if cigarette commercials were still allowed, they'd still have that damn cowboy sitting there smoking a Marlboro, because why would you do anything else?
Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country.
Regardless, they have found the proper corporate playbook once again and then decided to use the first strategy after a big scandal, the say nothing. Now, the say nothing response usually works. In fact, I thought it was going to work. However, as you've seen over the past couple of days, Bud Light and me forgot one thing that we already forgot, is that strangely, this incident, more than anything else, more than any other alcohol brand supporting any other LGBT or otherwise thing, in this situation, Bud Light really made
them niggas that mad.
Real man of women's sports.
Today, we recognize the men who've hacked the system.
Hack the system.
Once mediocre in the men's division, now cream of the crop in the women's.
From mediocre to champion.
You couldn't cut it with the boys, so you pushed women off the podium.
Real man, still first place.
I mean, that parody meme video was from the governor of Florida. This reaction has been so fervent and so withstanding that I think this is actually personal. I don't think this is a LGBTQ issue at all. I think most people just find Dylan Mulvaney's specific brand of whatever he's doing to be spiritually objectionable and directly affronting to their own personality and identities as humans, not even as men or women. But if you think of it that way, it's automatically funny. Like, yes, haha funny, but also like suspiciously funny. Like, too funny. That's why I've always favored the secret troll theory. But hey, that's just a theory! If you didn't notice, the actual theme and overall moral of the story is actually that Americans are simply weird. Honestly, you can blow some of us up and we'll get a little bit mad. But if you change the formula for the Coke, as of now, the company has released a solemn press release begging them to please stop boycotting us, uwu. All YouTube videos and social media posts aside, it seems as though this boycott is more real than some of the other ones we've experienced in the past. Because for whatever odd reason, this controversy has changed people's buying habits, or at least it seems so. There's a big difference between a few hateful tweets getting popular against your brand versus people not buying it so much that the bars and grocery stores stop ordering it. To be honest, I don't know how much longer this is going to go on. It's already gone much longer than I thought it would. Plus, the King of Florida's involved now. You know, he's vindictive and also in such a generally pissy mood about the goddamn Disney situation. He's probably watching Doomcog videos. We'll see what happens from here. See you then. Like, sub, bye.